90% of current AI startups are going to fail, and they will fail for a highly predictable reason. They are obsessing over their code instead of their customers. This is the incumbent's trap. Established companies and eager startups mistakenly believe that adding complex technical features to a product inherently makes it better. They build intricate dashboards and pack in endless functionality, assuming that more technology equals more value. But as Harvard professor Clayton Christensen proved with his jobs to be done theory, people do not buy products, they buy outcomes. The product is simply a vehicle a human hires to get a specific job done. Products are entirely temporary. Software comes and goes, but the underlying preference, the human desire driving that purchase, is permanent. To find the next billion-dollar market opportunity, you have to stop looking at what AI can theoretically do and focus strictly on what humans permanently want. This matrix maps those desires. We start with the y-axis, representing 5 permanent human preferences that dictate market behavior. Take maximized value. Humans prefer not to be overcharged, always wanting a premium outcome at a fraction of the traditional cost. Long before AI, Netflix exploited this exact preference by eliminating late fees and the physical friction of returning a tape to a crowded store. They offered a better outcome for less money, and Blockbuster could not compete. Alongside value, humans are driven by 4 other permanent preferences: frictionless accessibility, guaranteed certainty, social elevation, and absolute autonomy. Whatever the technological era, these 5 permanent human preferences remain the true, underlying drivers of massive market disruption. That brings us to the x-axis, defining AI strictly as tools removing friction. First, predictive AI eliminates uncertainty using past data. Second, generative AI democratizes creation at zero marginal cost. Third, agentic AI removes process friction, operating autonomously without humans. By categorizing AI into these 3 functional tools, the chaotic technological landscape becomes a highly actionable business map. Cross-referencing our AI tools with these human preferences reveals exactly where uncontested market space, blue oceans, exist today. Look at the explosive intersection of maximized value and generative AI. Generative models drop the marginal cost of intelligence to fractions of a cent, unbundling tasks that required expensive copywriters or coders to offer premium intellectual output for less. Now scan over to the intersection of agentic AI and frictionless accessibility. Instead of forcing a user to click through a complex tax software interface, an agentic swarm takes over. A user states a goal, and the agent directly interacts with the IRS API and retrieves bank statements. The human is entirely removed from the execution loop. You do not have to invent a disruption. You discover it, right where a specific AI tool perfectly satisfies an underserved human outcome. Generative AI currently commands most of the public's attention, simply because its visual and textual outputs are highly visible. But the underlying math of our matrix points somewhere else. Agentic AI will ultimately cause the most massive economic disruption. It wins because it attacks the absolute highest friction element of modern life, the requirement for a human to orchestrate complex, multi-step processes. Building or buying advanced technology is completely irrelevant if it fails to map to one of these 5 human outcomes. Stop watching what your competitors are building. Find an industry forcing customers into complexity and apply the exact right AI tool to eliminate that friction forever.